My name is Betty Rodriguez. I'm 52 years old and I clean office buildings for a living. For 8 years I've worked the night on shift 23 through 30 of a 40-story hour in town Chicago. I mop floors, empty trash cans, wiped desks and scrub the restrooms. Nobody pays attention to me. When you're invisible, you see a lot of things that aren't meant to be seen. At 11 o'clock at night, most of the offices are dark except for a few people working late. In the corner by the elevators there's a vending machine that glows with a soft blue light. When I push my cleaning cart past it, I always glanced at it. I was about there still lit up in the middle of the night just the only other something written in ballpoint ran on the back of the price tag for the third row of products. I froze. The trash bag hanging in midair. 807 is an office on the 24th floor, in the marketing department. Her name was Emily, 20 to 7 years old, blonde hair, and sometime her eyes were down, red. She didn't know who wrote it, or whether it was a real cry for help or just a joke, but I couldn't ignore it. Because if it was real, and I pretended I hadn't seen it, that person might never get another chance. I felt in my pocket and found that I had a total of $1. I bought a can of Coke. Not to drink, just to lift up that price tag and see those words again. Then I took out a ballpoint pen from my pocket and wrote on the back of the tag, "I am the janitor, I'm here every night." The next night, 11 o'clock, I came back. The hallway was empty. The vending machine glowed its usual blue. As I pushed cart past office 87, the light was still on. Through the frosted glass I saw the shadow of a woman sitting at her computer, head down. It was Emily. I walked to the vending machine, my heart beating fast. I lifted the tab on the third row. There was new writing on the back. Same ballpoint pen. "My boss is stalking me, taking pictures of me without my permission. Don't tell anyone." My fingers stopped on those words. I thought about Jack Harris, always in a suit and tie, expensive watch on his wrist. Once when I cleaned his office, saw a photo on his desk, his wife and 2 kids. I wrote back, "I'm the janitor, I'm here every night." I flipped the tag back. Then I walked to the door of 807 and stood there for a moment. A young woman, trapped by her boss, afraid to call the police. She just didn't know how. At 1 in the morning I was ready to go home. I passed 807, and light was off, she was gone, so I had to help. Then I flipped the tag back so the words faced outward. I didn't know if that person would write back, but I decided I'd come again tomorrow. That night, I got home at 1 in the morning. I sat in the kitchen, opened that trapped set of Coke and took a 7, and wondered if they couldn't sleep either. Night 3, there was new writing on the tag again. It was messier, like she was in a hurry, and even some of them spraken each new as hers. I understood. This wasn't just harassment, this was full-scalance. He wasn't sneaking around behind anyone's back, and the company gave him that light, it was watching. But janitors are invisible. Cameras don't see us. I knew every blind spot in this building, the stairwells, the hidden areas of the break room, behind the vending machine. I wrote back, "What time do years in this place? I knew it better than the people who installed. Does he leave? Then I'll come find you at. Leave a window open for me? Or we meet by the vending machine, no talk, just you pick up something." Dark blue work uniform, pushing a cleaning cart. "I know your cart. It's always parked around the corner of the hallway." So she'd been watching me all along. She knew who the janitor was, she just hadn't dared to speak. Night 4, 11 o'clock on the dot. I pushed my cart next to the vending machine and pretended to wipe dust off its surface. The hall was quiet, just the hum of the air conditioned down. A few minutes later, the elevator vending machine. Emily stepped out in a gray coat, head cam on a rope. She bent down to pick it up, and numbers went from 20 for no one eye contact. She left. I pushed my cart into the stairwell and opened the envelope. Inside was a piece of notepaper, covered in writing, messier than before. In the envelope was also a tiny black USB drive, the size of a fingernail. On it burned a letter in the corner of the stairwell as said, "Jats of Intolet drive of him." I wiped the USB drive out clean with my old laptop.
"That outfit looks good on you. Wear it more often."
"Jack, please leave."
"Leave? This is my company. I can stand wherever I want."
"If you dare say anything, I'll make sure you never work in this industry again. I know everyone in this business."
The recording stopped. My hands were snarker. Not could one person do this to another, and at work of all places.
"What time is it?"
But I couldn't sleep.
"You have work tomorrow."
Isabella. She's 25, an accountant at some company. If her boss is this, what would I do? But I couldn't do that for Emily. What I could do was help her find her own strength.
"Mom, you didn't sleep well last night, did you? Your voice sounds rusty."
"It's nothing. Hey, let me ask you something.
Yeah?
If your boss was harassing you, what would you do?"
I'd quit. Then I'd call the police.
What if he said he knew the cops?
Then I'd find a lawyer.
What if the lawyer was bought too?
Then I'd put it online. Let the whole world know.
You're braver than your mom.
You're the one who taught me. You said don't be afraid.
Yes, I did. When she was little and got bullied at school, I told her, "Don't be afraid. Fear is how you lose." I hung up and looked out the window. The weather was beautiful today. Bright sunshine. But I knew that up on the 24th floor, someone was sitting in the dark. I went to find Maria. She's a janitor too, 48, Mexican, works floors 15 through 22. She's been in this building for 15 years, longer than me. She keeps her mouth shut, thinks fast, and she's the sharp of live-and-livens of all us janitors. But she never complains.
"Maria, what if I told you someone on 24 is being apartment? Would you help me?" What kind of hurt? The boss is harassing one of his employees, stalking her, threatening her. Then call the cops. Calling the cops won't do any good. He knows security officers. He said so. He knows everyone. What do you need me to do? Help me watch the 24th floor at night. If you see that man, tell me. Which man? The marketing director, Jack Harris. Oh, I know him. He's so full of himself, Walks around like nobody else exists. Last time I said hi to him in the elevator, he acted like I wasn't even there. That's the one. I need to know what time he goes to Emily's office every day, how many times, and how long he stays. Emily is the blonde girl? You know her too?
She works late all the time. When I clean at night, I see her sitting in that office alone, the lights real dim. One time I said hi to her and she jumped like a scared rabbit.
That's her.
I'll help.
Then I found old Zhang. He's 60, a Chinese immigrant. He works floors 31 through 38. He's been in America for 30 years. His English is great. He lives home as old man's to Babini security camera, knows women and live. In the break room, I poured him a cup of tea. He likes tea, not coffee.
Old Zhang, do me a favor.
Tell me.
Keep an eye on the 24th floor. There's a man in his 40s, wears a dark suit. Write down what time he comes and what time leaves.
Why?
He's hurting someone. Old Zhang looked at me. He took a sip of tea, swallowed slowly, then nodded. He didn't ask a single question.
We started taking turns working late on the 24th floor. Maria took Monday, Wednesday, Old Hong, took Tuesday and Thursday every night. We were really watching. I showed them how to take notes. A little notebook. Write down the time once around 9:30. He'd stay anywhere from 5 to 20 minutes. And every time he went in, he closed the door. We couldn't hear anything from outside.
He didn't ask because he's seen this kind of thing before. In his home country, in his new country, it's everywhere. He didn't need the details. He just needed to know someone needed help. Now there were three of us. Three people, 6 eyes. Jack Harris had no idea he was being watched by the most invisible people in the building.
This is definitely harassment. What boss closes the door and stays alone with employee that every single day? He'd taken out his phone and opened a photo. Jack standing at Emily's office door, knocking. And on the photo, Emily was sitting and her hands shaking.
When did you take this? When he came out, I pretended to be wiping the baseline in the hallway. He didn't even look at me.
I saved the photo to my phone. Old Zhang, you're younger than us.
I'm 60.
Your heart is young. He didn't smile, but his eyes crinkled a little. I bought an old phone, just for taking pictures, not sneaky shots. Leave it in my car, Matt. When Jack went inside at night, I'd park my car around the corner and pretend to change a trash bag. The wheels on my car instead of him going in, they squeak when I push. You pushed it until so the door was closed.
That's useless.
No, it's not useless. It proves he goes there every night.
But it doesn't prove harassment.
That's why we need audio.
Audio? Are you crazy?
Not crazy. Evidence. I put a voice quarter in per cleaning. I start automatic when it start with sound. Like a breast report to my pizza to speed Berko in Geverts to clean the carpet. I moved the cart right outside 80 glaze capit. Jack was empty doesn't again to maybe a centimeter, but just big enough voice slide the mic through. Through the crack, Jack's came through loud and clear.
You know I like you. You can't avoid me.
Jack, please get out.
I'm not leaving. What are you going to do about it? Report me? Who's going to believe you? You're a regular employee. I'm a director. Who do you think the company will listen to?
Upload blank.
Yes, he commanded and it's had success for 2.
The second week, I told Emily I'd gotten some recordings, via a note on the vending machine. I caught some of it, but it's not enough. We need more.
Will he find out?
No. I put it there when he's not around and take it back before he comes.
You be careful.
You too. We kept going. Every night, I'd set the recorder, retrieve it, listen, and save the evidence. Week 2, I got 5 recordings. Week 3, 6. The voice got clearer and what he said got more explicit.
You smell nice. What perfume is that?
Emily didn't answer.
You don't have to tell me. I can find out anyway. I can see everything you buy.
How can you?
You think your computer is safe? The whole IT department works for me.
On the recording, Emily started very quietly, like she was afraid someone might hear.
Why are you crying? You should be happy. Half the women here would kill for me to look at them the way I look at you.
I turned off the recording. My stomach turned.
When are we going to report him? Wait a little longer. We don't have enough yet. What else do you need? Photos. Video. Better yet, shots of him following her, so we can piece together the whole pattern of harassment.
I can get hallway security footage. I have a friend in the security office. His friend's name was Old Lee, also Chinese, 58 years old, been a security guard in this building for face to 12 years.
Never took him out for a meal, and after half anyone's about to my whole life, his face got red, but I'm asking you now.
Someone's being hurt?
Yeah.
Who?
A girl in marketing.
Old Lee didn't ask another question. The next day, he sent Old Enzonfles, Jack coming and going security's office. The screenshots showed him he loves in every night. This around from wanting every Emily for a hallway, wasting the hall waiting for her to come out. Sometimes he'd stand in the fire exit smoking, his eyes fixed on her door. He wasn't working late. He was waiting. Day 23, 10 at night. Jack went to Emily's office again.
I parked my cart around the corner and slipped the recorder under the door crack. This time, he stayed a long time, and 40 minutes.
Please leave me alone. I'm begging you.
Then quit. Quit your job and I'll stop coming.
I can't quit. I need this job.
Then you have to do what I say.
I'll do whatever you want. Just don't come anymore.
Right now I want to watch you cry. You look pretty when you cry.
Recording. Tears ran down my face, not because I was sad, because I was angry. I put in one person do this to another, at work no less. This time I didn't listen to it again, because I'd heard enough. I decided I couldn't wait any longer. I contacted the board of directors through official channels because Jack might intercept it. I went through Maria's cousin, he's an IT engineer. He helped me send an anonymous email. This email years old, works tech support at Amazon. The odd email sent it, but the security reacts attached us, not Jackman dressed in tyranny. He also set a red door effort so we'd know if someone opened it.
The next morning, the board held an emergency meeting. Jack was called in, he did everything and said the recordings were fake. But the board hired an outside tech expert to receive his phone, they were recording. He jacked suspended. As he walked out of the building, I happened to was pushing my cart into the elevator. Wait, he didn't. Janitors are invisible.
Emily didn't know it was me who reported it. She thought someone had seen her notes and called the police. But no one called the police. Someone just sent the evidence to the board. The board to conference room. Emily Firkle's 3 lawyers. Jar here because finally I stayed bitch and listening. But this time, she cried loud.
I just need them to not hurt anyone else.
That night I saw Emily at the vending machine. She put in a coin and bought a can of Coke. Then she turned around and looked at me. For the first time she really looked at me.
Was it an answer? What? Were you the one who helped me?
I just smiled. She came over and gave me a hug. Light but tight. Then she left. The company gave us Janner's Employee of the Year awards. Me, Maria, and old Jang each got a certificate and an envelope with $500.
Thank you to Betty, Maria, and Mr. Jang for protecting our employees and keeping our company safe.
People clapped. I stood up. I don't want this award. Use this money to install anonymous help boxes for employees, on every floor. A box where people can write complaints without giving their names. That's how you protect more people.
Well, consider it.
Don't consider it. Do it.
Okay.
And I don't want the certificate either. Trade it for a box.
The HR manager looked at the chairman. The chairman nominated.
I'm donating this $500 too.
I'll donate mine.
Maria and old Zhang put down their envelopes too. Old Zhang put his money on the table without a word, but his eyes were smiling.
The company actually installed anonymous help boxes. Small, white, with the words, "Your voice we hear it," on the front. Next to each box was a stack with forms and answers envelopes. Employees could go out open the boxes once a week. Someone from HR was about sexual harassment. The company investigated. That supervisor got fired.
You changed a whole building.
Emily quit. She went to another company doing the same kind of work. But the difference was, she already knew where the anonymous help box was. She wouldn't use it again. She didn't need it anymore. No name, but I recognized her handwriting. I saw it. I didn't write back and drank a can of Coke. It was sweet. A few months later, Jack was prosecuted. Not by the company, by Emily. She hired a lawyer and submitted all the recordings, photos, and security logs to the court. Jack received the expected result.
I didn't do anything! She's lying!
But the judge said, the evidence is conclusive. I sat in the gallery and watched Jack being led away. His face was pale. He looked at the Bibit Slibbled Solmet and saw me. He didn't know idea who I was. He didn't know it was a janitor who he'd never noticed changed his fate. My life went back to normal. 11 o'clock every night I pushed my cart, mopped floors, emptied trash, wiped down desks. One day in the third row tag those words were still there. I didn't erase them, feast them. Not for memory. To remind myself the hand myself, not for memory. Blue point. There were still people who needed help. I bought a can of Coke. Flipped the tag and wrote, "I'm the janitor. What kind of help do you need?" I didn't know who that person was, but I knew I would help. The same way I'd helped Emily. The new cry for help came from a young man on the 14th floor.
His name was David, 24 years old, a marketing intern.
We exchanged a few notes by the vending machine. I asked him, "Do you have proof?" The next day I got the email. More than 2 to the evidence. I wrote down my email address for him. Send me the evidence, but the company had never provided any.
I forwarded the evidence to the labor department. A week later, the supervisor was investigated. He had to pay back all the stolen wages, and the company fired him. David
wrote on the vending machine tag, "Thank you, janitor." I wrote back, "You're welcome. You deserve it." The anonymous help boxes spread throughout the whole company. They installed them at other branches too. A lot of employees started using them. Some complained about their bosses, some about coworkers, some just needed someone to talk to. HR set up a special team just to handle these complaints.
You're a celebrity now. Not a celebrity, just a busybody. That's a good thing. Some people find it annoying. Who?
They used to have nothing to do, now they're busy every day. I laughed.
Betty, have you ever thought about changing positions?
To what?
Employee care specialist. You'd handle the complaints from the help boxes.
I don't have a degree.
You have experience.
How much does it pay?
More than what you make now.
I'll think about it. The company invited me to a meeting of the Employee Care Committee. They wanted me to share how to spot employee problems. My work uniform didn't fit in with theirs.
Betty, how did you first notice Emily?
She wrote a note on the vending machine.
Why did you believe that note?
Because if it was real and I didn't help, something bad would have happened to her.
Weren't you afraid of being held responsible?
No, because responsibility weighs less than a human life.
People in the audience clapped.
Betty, you understand management better than all of us.
It's not management. It's empathy.
He blinked a few times, then nodded.
My story was covered by the Tribune. The headline was, "Janitor Becomes Employee Rights Guardian." The reporter was a young woman. She came to the company, interviewed me, and took photos.
Do you regret any of it?
No.
Are you afraid of retaliation?
No. Because I have a lot of people behind me.
What kind of people?
People who are also willing to help others.
You're in the paper.
It's not a good picture.
You never take a good picture anyway.
Neither do you.
We both laughed. A year later, Emily came back to see me. She was waiting at the coffee shop next to the office building. When she saw me, she stood up and smiled. She was wearing a light blue dress, and her eyes had light in them.
Betty, thank you.
You're welcome.
You saved my life.
Not me. You did it yourself. You wrote that note.
I thought no one would see it.
But I saw it.
She cried. I held her hand. Her hand wasn't cold anymore. It was warm.
Are you doing okay now?
Yes. My new job is good. My new coworkers are good. My new life is good.
What about that man?
He's in jail.
Are you still afraid?
Not anymore, because I know someone is listening.
Mom, why weren't you scared? I mean, when you reported that boss.
We were sitting at the kitchen table. She'd just come home from school, still wearing her backpack.
But being scared isn't a reason not to do something.
Then what is?
It's a reason to do it. Because you're scared, that's exactly why you should act. Otherwise, other people will be even more scared.
Mom, you're the bravest person I know.
It's not bravery, it's kindness.
Kindness is harder than bravery.
Why?
Because bravery is a reaction. Kindness is a choice.
But she was right. Kindness is a choice. And I chose kindness. The company started an employee mutual aid fund to help pay for lawyers for employees who'd been harassed or threatened.
Liz was just alone. No mending there is Mr. Muenyang. Not doing things this way they can actually help someone.
Because of you.
It's not about me, it's about fairness. About doing what's right. The tag on the third row of the vending machine got replaced many times. Every time someone wrote asking for help, I answered. If I could help, I did. If I couldn't, I sent them to people who could. I can't save everyone, but I can save one at a time. There was a boy being bullied, too scared to go to school. I connected him with a counselor. I'm not a superhero. I'm just a janitor. But I have a mop, a cleaning cart, 2 eyes and a heart that's willing to listen.
Betty, you're busier than a social worker now.
I'm not a social worker. I'm a janitor.
Same thing. Both help people.
Jack got out of prison. I heard he moved to another state and took a sales job at a small company. No one there knows his past. I don't know if he's changed, and I don't really care. His story is over. Other people's stories are still going.
Do you hate him? No. Why? Because hating him would make me weaker. You're stronger than me. Not stronger, just able to let go. How do you let go? I have too much to do every day. No time for hate. She laughed. She didn't really understand, but she believed me.
The company gave me a promotion, not a janitor supervisor, employee care specialist. My job was to walk the food help boxes, handle complaints, and help employees solve problems. I don't wear a suit. Still me work exempt. I don't sish my clean in an office.
You're a boss now. Not a boss. An errand runner. Errand runner is good. Errand runners actually know where the problems are.
On my first day, I put up a sign next to every help box on every floor. If you don't want to write, you can also talk to a janitor. We're here every day. My first official task was to investigate a complaint. A female employee said her supervisors had humiliated her in a meeting, calling her dumb as a pig. I pulled the security footage from the conference room. It was true. The supervisor got a warning. The woman got an apology.
You're welcome. If anything happens again, you come to me.
Really?
Really. I left a piece of candy on her desk. Not store-bought, homemade. Coconut candy, a recipe from my family back in Puerto Rico. I wrote her a little note, sweet, hope your work is too. The anonymous help box got a special request. Not from an employee, from a janitor. A night shift janitor said his supervisor was stealing from his paycheck and threatening him to keep quiet. He didn't know what to do.
You know the number for the janitors union? Then I'll tell you.
No.
They'll help you understand labor laws.
He got it. He looked at my badge. Janitor. He hadn't expected a janitor to help another janitor. The stolen Walleries were paid back. The supervisor got transferred.
Betty, thank you. I didn't know you worked here too.
I've always been here. You just never noticed me.
I'll notice now.
The company sent me to a national employee care conference. I stood on stage. The mic was a little low. I don't know Turpsonobs. I'm a janitor. I don't know Kaimanagi. Don't pretend you didn't hear it. People clapped. I'm not a hero. I'm just someone who hit reply.
How do you tell if someone's telling the truth?
I don't decide. I believe them. Because if it's real and I don't believe them, someone could get hurt. He just stared. He didn't know what to say. I got a package in the mail. Inside was a painting, a vending machine, the tag on the third row flipped open, with the words thank you written on it. Next painting was a jawline of text, you were the light in my darkness. No name. But I knew who sent it. It was Emily. She was still painting, just like she did in college. In the painting, she made the janitor tall, taller than the vending machine. In real life, I'm short. Only about 5'1", but in her heart, maybe the janitor stood on my hall.
Who painted that? A friend.
She smiled. She knew who. Time magazine named me one of their People of the Year. Not because I'm so great, because my story got seen.
Why do you think you were chosen?
Because I did something anyone could do.
What's that? Listen. That simple? That hard.
The reporter didn't respond. She looked down and wrote a few lines in her notebook.
I retired, not because I stopped working, because I let go. The company appointed a new employee care specialist, a young lawyer named Sarah. She'd just graduated from Harvard.
Smart, capable, full of conviction. What's your advice?
But she had no idea what a janitor's cleaning cart looked like. Listen more, talk less, believe.
That simple? That hard?
She smiled. I walked her through floors 23 to 30, showed her the camera blind spots, the vending machine, where to park the cleaning cart, how wide the door cracks were.
Emily's note was right there in the third row. You remember that?
I remember.
There will be new notes. New cries for help.
I'll find them.
You don't need to find them. They'll find you.
She didn't understand. Someday she would.
After I retired, I still came to the building. 3 days a week I helped check the anonymous help boxes. I didn't take any money. I had my pension, Carlos, and the kids.
You should rest.
I am resting. This is entertainment.
Reading letters from people in trouble is entertainment? Yes, because people trust me.
She didn't need to. All she knew was that every day I sat in the corner of the office opening envelopes. I read slowly. There were words I didn't know. I kept a dictionary with me. 2 old people sitting there, one looking up words in a dictionary, the other translating. We were cracking open people's hearts. Before he left, he took me out to eat, a Cantonese restaurant. He ordered so much food the table couldn't hold it all.
Betty, you're the best American I've ever met.
It's not about being American, it's about being a good person. Same thing.
To you.
To you. He left. I stood at the airport and watched him go through security. His back was straight, his steps steady. He wouldn't push a cleaning car anymore, but he'd push something else. He looked back once, waved, I waved back, then he disappeared into the crowd. The vending machine got replaced with a new one. The third row was still there, but the tags had become digital screens. I felt a little sad about that. I asked someone to put a message on the digital screen. I came to work and saw those words, I smiled. One day when a young woman stood in front of the vending machine for a long time, then she turned around, saw me pushing my cart, and walked over.
Are you a janitor?
Yes.
I need help.
Okay.
We walked to the stairwell. She told me her story. Her supervisor was harassing her, stealing from her pay, threatening her. Today, I'm standing in front of the vending machine looking at those words. The light hits them. They shine bright.
What are you looking at?
Looking at those words.
Anyone asking for help?
Not yet, but someone will. The hallway is long, the lights are bright. I don't know if anyone will need me today, but I know I'll be here. Because I'm Betty Rodriguez, janitor, listener of stories, helper of people. In the third row someone left a piece of candy. For me. No note, no name, just a piece of candy, coconut flavored, like the kind I used to eat as a kid. I took it, peeled off the wrapper, put it in my mouth. Sweet. This whole journey had been both sweet and bitter. At the end of the hall a beam of light comes through the window, lighting up the path in front of me. After they replaced the vending machine, those words were still find a janitor, we're here. The words were green, but under the light they looked almost white, like a tiny lamp deep underwater. Every day when I clock in, the first thing I do is check whether someone's touched that message, if anyone has stopped in front of it even for just 1 second. You can't write on a digital screen, but one day someone drew a smiley face on it with their finger. The fingerprint was smudged on the glass and next to it was a tiny heart, its point aimed at the top right corner, as if pointing somewhere. I stood there looking at it for a long time and my heart felt warm. I don't know who drew it, but I know that person saw those words. Maybe he didn't need help, but he knew someone was there. Or maybe he just wanted to tell me, I saw it, thank you, that was enough. Maria retired. She was 62, her knees were bad, she couldn't mop anymore. Her right knee had been operated on twice. On cloudy days the pain would bend her over. The company threw her a little farewell party in the break room on the 23rd floor. About a dozen people came. Janitors, security guards, a few coworkers who'd known her for 10 years. The cake was chocolate, with Maria, we will miss you written on it in frosting. The coffee was hot, the paper cups printed with Santa Claus. Maria wore her purple jacket, she'd had it for 8 years, the cuffs were frayed, it looked a lot like the one the other Maria used to love. Maybe they'd bought them at the same store, I don't know. All I know is that when Maria wore it, she
What about old Zhang?
Old Zheng went back to China too, his flight was last month.
So it's just me.
She hugged me hard, her body was thin, her shoulder bones pressed into my chest. I could feel her heartbeat, not fast, not slow.
Busy is good.
She let me go and wiped the corner of her eye. She didn't actually cry but her eyes were red and so was the tip of her nose. She turned and stepped into the elevator, pressed the button for the first floor. As the doors closed, she looked, the corners of her mouth were smiling, but something in her eyes was glistening. I waved. The door shut and the numbers went from 23-3 down to 1. Then I stared at that number until we stared at the bay for a second as if waiting for a change back. I pushed my cleaning machine, glowed its soft blue light. The hallway was empty, not even an echo. Suddenly the building felt bigger. Not that the floor space had changed, but the way sound echoed had. Where there used to be 2 sets of footsteps, now there was only mine. I took a deep breath. Now there was just right squeak of perfume. My pleasant. I sniffed once, then pushed my scent and got to work. The mop swashed in the bucket, the water sloshing loudly in the quiet hallway. One person really couldn't handle it all. 23rd to 30th floors, 8 floors each with 12 offices, 2 restrooms, and a break room. I'd counted them so many times I could draw the floor pattern of every level with my eyes closed. Every day I had to mop empty trash, wipe desks, clean bathrooms, restock paper towels and soap. Maria and I used to split it. She took the east side, I took the west. She loved to sing while she mopped. Really old tunes, but she had a beautiful voice. Now it was just me. I ran back and forth with my cart until my legs felt like sticks. At night when I got home, the bottoms of my feet felt like I was walking on needles.
Your feet are older than your face.
Your face isn't exactly young either. Neither of us was young anymore.
The company said they'd hire someone new, but nobody suitable ever showed up. Too tiring, too boring at night, the pay isn't enough. I'd heard those excuses so many times I didn't blame them. Being a janitor isn't for everyone. The job takes not just strength but patience. In the 3rd week, a new janitor came. Her name was Lucia. She was 40, an immigrant from Honduras. Her English wasn't great, she mixed up her tang, I go instead of I went, she have instead of she has were her sharp, you could tell she'd been through broken times. There was something in her eyes I couldn't quite name, like she'd seen too many bad things a bit far from we met in the staircase while stirring by them. She brought homemade 50 tias wrapped in foil, still warm. I made coffee, instant from home, not great but hot.
Betty, those words on the vending machine, did you write them?
Yeah?
Why?
Because someone needed help. Not many, but I remember every single one.
Back in Honduras, I helped someone once.
You helped her, that's enough.
She nodded. She looked at her hands. They were covered in tiny scars. I didn't ask where the scars came from. Everyone has stories they don't want to tell. A new guy came. A young man, 25 years old, named Kevin, and with nothing else to do at night he wanted to earn some extra money. He took floors 31 through 38, but our carts often met in the elevator. His cart was clean, was 6 years old, and I'd wrapped 3 layers of tape around the handle for grip. The first time we met, he was pushing his cart and got into the elevator with me. He saw my name badge and his eyes went wide.
Betty? You're that Betty?
What do you mean, that Betty?
The one who was in the paper. The one who helped the girl from marketing. My mom saw your story in the Chicago Tribune.
I nodded. That's me.
Wow. I've always wanted to meet you. My mom says you're a hero.
Not a hero, just a janitor.
Same thing. She says janitors are the kindest people in this building.
Your mom is right. Tell her I said thank you.
If she knew I was working with you, she'd cry with joy.
He worked really hard. When he mopped, he'd get on his knees and scrub the corners with a rag, digging out years of built-up dust. Emptied trash, he'd separate the recyclables, plastic bottles, cans, cardboard boxes. Maria used to say, if you want to know whether someone is a real janitor, look at their knees. If they have calluses on their knees, they're someone who's really gotten down on the floor. Kevin didn't have calluses on his knees yet, but he would. The knees of his jeans were already starting to turn white. One day I saw him squatting in the hallway, scraping gum off the floor with his fingers. The gum was dry and black, like a scar. He scraped with his fingernails for a long time, couldn't get it off, then went and got a little scraper and scraped it off bit by bit. I walked over and stood beside him.
You don't have to be that thorough.
I want to do a good job.
Why?
Because this is the first job I've had that isn't about making coffee. I want people to know I can do anything.
He looked up at me. There was a smudge of dirt on his face.
Your mom will be proud.
She's already proud. She tells all our relatives that her son works as a janitor in the big building, working with that Betty.
The anonymous help box got another letter. There was a pale purple envelope inside, the corners folded neatly, no return address. It felt thick, like the more expensive kind, maybe linen, maybe handmade. There was no glue mark on the flap, it had been licked shut. I could smell a faint sweet starchiness. Back in my office, it's really just a converted storage room. A desk, a chair, a filing cabinet stuffed with whips and cleaning supplies. The paint on the wall was peeling in places, showing yellow plaster underneath, but the sunlight was nice. Between 3 and 4 after noon the sun slanted in through the window and fell on the desk. Before old Jang left he'd put a calendar holding a bamboo stalk. It was already October. I didn't turn the page, I didn't want to ruin it. I opened the envelope. Inside was a sheet of pale purple stationery with a faint lavender scent. The edges were jagged, as if torn from a notebook. The handwriting was in blue ball-penned, smooth, rounded letters, no erasions.
It wasn't in the help box, it was tucked into the handle of his cleaning cart, folded into a long thin rubber grip in the metal pole. He almost missed it. His elbow bumped it while he was changing a trash bag, and look at this. The paper was torn from a spiral notebook, jaggeries if the Tama Chris clean strokes, but the ends of some letters had a slight tremor, as if the hand had been shaking.
To Betty the janitor name, but I know you. Years ago you helped Emily and her story saved me. I was being harassed to get a specs. Now I work at an estate. My new boss is good, my new coworkers are good, married, I have a daughter. Her middle name is Emily. Thank you name. In the bottom right corner there was a tiny heart drawn in purple ballpoint. I taped the letter to my desk, next to calendar and the painting Emily had made, the vending machine and a janitor pushing a cart. The painting was in a wooden frame, a little old, with a chip of missing paint in one corner. When these two items are placed together, it's like a small exhibition. I sat in my chair and stared at the letter for a while. The sunlight fell on the paper, and the lavender scent seemed stronger in the warmth. I closed my eyes and tried to picture the woman who wrote it. When she held her daughter, did she think about those dark days and hug her tiner? I think she did.
What should we do?
Do you know that guard?
Yeah, his name is Mike. He's in his 50s, white, a little heavy, grayish hair, a goatee. He's always hanging around the front desk. I used to talk to him like a nice guy, baseball, but I never noticed the way he looks at Jenny.
Whether someone's good isn't about what they say in conversation, it's about what they do.
You're right, then what?
We keep an eye on him, see what he does, then we'll decide.
Betty. Do you think I should talk to Jenny?
Yet. Watch first. You don't know if she wants anyone to know.
Okay.
The elevator bore a lot of things, but he was learning, fast. Faster than I expected. Kevin he brought me a little notebook, green cover with the words written in white percussion fluid, the letters a little, maybe his hand wasn't steady. I opened it. Day 1, Binny written inside but couldn't dates hands at the thumb information and discompute like doesn't Mike script and Mike slaps the counter not loud. Jenny shakes her head. At 10:28 Mike leaves. I dakish reading into the phone and showed me he'd stands up the cand on the proffer. He'd things notes were very detailed, like I hadn't moving fightem seat and the wide loop. He'd noticed figmaist. He'd focus Mike Trefthep, his fingertips stiff just a couple inches from Jenny Scared's hat. Her jaw was tight, her lips pressed into a thin line.
Don't you think there's something wrong?
What do you think?
I think there is.
Then go ask Jenny. Don't ask are you being harassed, ask are you okay. Give her a chance to speak with her.
I asked, she said I'm fine. Didn't match. When she spoke, she didn't look at me. She looked at the floor.
Then we keep watching, don't tip him off.
Kevin saved the photos, but with how Spondrell's paper was a few freckles. He said she worked nights too, as a cashier at. Every night I text her, they're still fine.
What do you do tell her?
I told her she learned to say no.
Have you learned yourself?
Not yet.
Then start by saying it to yourself. Once you can say no, they're people.
You're right. Tomorrow I'll tell her I'm not switching anymore.
Are you Betty?
Yes.
I've heard about you. Kevin told me. He said you're amazing, that you've helped a lot of people.
I'm not amazing. I've just been around a long time.
I've decided I'm going to report Mike.
Are you sure?
I recorded him. When he talked, I put my phone under the desk and hit record 3 times. Every time you can hear him clearly.
Give it to me. A week later, Jenny left a letter in the cleaning cart. Not a cry for help this time, an invitation. Jenna righted the pram conditioner. I'd like to talk to you than before. I went. 11 at night the hallway was quiet, just the hum of the air conditioner. She heard my foot up and stood. Her chair squeaked softly as she pushed it back. She took a pink USB drive from her drawer. On it was a sticker that said Mike, with an X next to it. The X drawn so hard the sticker was torn.
Have you ever been scared?
Every day.
Then why do you keep going?
Because being scared doesn't stop you from acting. Fear isn't a reason to stop.
I handed the recordings to the Human Resources Department. Her office was on the 20th floor, 3 floors below mine, but 20 times bigger. She listened to the recordings, her face turning serious. Her fingers tapped lightly on her desk.
Any photos?
Kevin took some. Mike's hand on the counter, really close to Jenny's. She saved everything to her computer, created a folder called Mike Case, and inside that subfolders, recordings, photos, statements.
Betty, you're helping people again.
Not helping, pushing.
Pushing what?
Pushing her forward. She's been standing in the same spot for too long.
You always do this. Give all the credit to someone else.
Because the credit isn't mine, it's hers. She wrote the note, she made the recordings. She decided to complain.
Just standing there, that's the biggest credit of all.
I walked out of Sarah's office and stood against the wall. The wall was cool, and it felt good to lean on. I closed my eyes for a moment.
Think you can win?
Mike was suspended pending an investigation.